Women of the Roaring Twenties. Before the 1920s, women typically never left the house. They stayed home and did domestic chores like cooking, cleaning, and taking care of kids. However, after the end of the 1910s and the beginning of the 1920s, the 19th Amendment was passed and women began to have more freedom and rights. They began to be involved in politics, which only men could do. Women started nursing careers at hospital instead of just being stay-at-home moms. Some minority of women, however, did not like the changes in their roles because if the Equal Rights Amendment was to be passed, then they would lose their protective legislation law, which is a law passed to protect women from hazardous or difficulties of paid work. During World War I, while the men were out fighting, women took on their jobs. These were dangerous jobs that included engineering, farm work, and bus conductors. After the war, many other jobs became open for women like teaching, nursing, and seamstress. During the 1920s, women made up about 27% of the labor union. When the 19th Amendment was ratified on August 18, 1920, that gave women the right to vote, a newfound confidence was sparked. Women no longer felt like just a homemaker and now had a role in society. This was really the beginning for major changes. Women became very rebellious and started to do things they were once told was wrong. They rode bicycles, drove cars, and openly drank alcohol, a very defiant act in the period of Prohibition. Floppers were young women who went by night to jazz clubs where they danced provocatively, smoked cigarettes through long holders, and dated freely. Women's fashion changed dramatically in this time era. More skin was definitely shown. Sleeveless dresses were introduced and hemlines went from being right above the ankle to right above the knee. The new undergarments allowed women to be active in more activities such as dance and sports. Stockings became visible, making them a major part of an outfit. Short hairstyles inspired newly designed type of hats. Hats went from wide brim hats to smaller fitting hats to show off these new hairstyles. Amelia Earhart. Amelia took flying lessons and purchased her own prototype of the Kinner Airster plane. She quickly set a women's record altitude level at 14,000 feet and became the 16th woman to receive a pilot's license. Captain H. H. Riley asked Amelia if she'd like to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. Her first takeoff attempt at flying across the world failed as the plane had heavy damage. On June 1, 1937, she became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. The skimpy fashion of the 20s put a new emphasis on athletic bodies and narrowed the gap between health and glamour. The first women's field hockey team to compete internationally in the all-Philadelphia teams. Female swimmers became the first American women to achieve full Olympic status. Elfrida Biblitre held the world record in the 100-yard backstroke. 14-year-old Eileen Riggin wins the first women's Olympic springboard diving competition. The Dick Kerr's ladies professional soccer team tours the U.S., outscoring their male opponents 35-34, with a 3 wins, 3 ties, 2 loss record. At the Summer Olympics, France's Suzanne Lengel abandoned the customary tennis grab for shorts, plaited skirts, sleeveless silk blouses, and matching sweaters. She won 2 gold and a bronze medal and became the first female celebrity athlete.